Hi guys, it's Frank here from Build Your Own, and this is my 1994 Chevy Cheyenne C1500 work truck. The quick backstory is I recently purchased this vehicle off of Craigslist for $1,100, and this truck runs great, but just like an old vehicle, it has 206,000 miles, and even though it runs great, it surely needs something. In a previous video I did called Fixing Up My Old Chevy Truck, I covered all the things I think this truck needs. So I'll put a link up to that video if you're interested in the corner right now. So the deal is, today is the day I'm bringing a car in to this local repair shop here to have the vehicle looked at per what I talked about in my other video, Fixing Up My Old Chevy Truck. I also did a video on the maintenance schedule for this vehicle, and I also did a walk around review for this vehicle. What I think I'll do is I'm going to put a link up to the playlist so you can just see all the videos for this old Chevy truck. Okay, that's it. I got my stuff out of the truck. I'm going to drop it off, and I guess the next time I take a look at it, we can go over some stuff that I've had done to it. There are some things I know I want to do for sure, like a tune-up and an oil change, and have the brakes looked at and stuff like that, but we'll just see what all it needs. All right, let's go drop the keys off. Okay, so we just dropped the truck off, and he asked me if I wanted it back today. I said yeah. He said, well, we're a little busy, so we'll kind of see what happens. You guys know I'm a car guy. Really quick, look at this Pontiac GTO that's sitting up here getting worked on. Got a Pontiac GTO getting worked on. There's an old Corvette getting worked on. There's something old way back there in the corner back there. I don't even know what it is, but pretty cool. These guys are actually all kinds of cool. What is that, a Studebakerson back there? Look at that. That's getting worked on. That's super cool. They got an old truck there. Also super cool. Maybe we brought this to the right place. I'm very excited. All right, now I'm going to get out of here officially. Hey guys, it's Frank here, back. You know what? It's the next day. They had the truck overnight, so I just got a call. He said, hey, the inspection's been done. We have a lot to cover, so I'm gonna go in here and find out what the deal is with the truck. Okay guys, so it's the next morning. I got the truck back yesterday, got all the paperwork, but I had a lot going on, so just didn't bother messing around with a video. So it's the morning, I'm getting ready to head to the gym, but before I do that, let's talk about all the stuff that this truck needs. It's quite a bit of stuff, and it's not cheap. So in my other video, fixing up this old truck, I kind of mentioned all the things I thought this truck would need. Suspension stuff, brake work, probably needs a tune-up, stuff like that. I mentioned some electrical things like the lights, like the reverse lights that don't work. I don't think any of the interior lights work. In that video I said I don't think the instrument panel lights work, but they actually do work, so those are fine. So let's actually, I've got the paper right here. Let's go over the summary first, and then we'll go over the 4 pages of things that it needs. Okay, so here's the deal. I had the inspection done, paid $70 for the inspection. Here's the summary real quick. It says that both front wheel bearings need to be replaced on this truck. The brake fluid is black and the brake master cylinder is leaking, though I have not seen any fluid or anything on the ground in this truck. It says both rear brake wheel cylinders are leaking. All right, and it says the rear passenger wheel bearings need to be replaced. The AC, I did mention that in the video, the AC doesn't work. Well, guess what? The AC compressor, they say, is making a horrible noise when the AC is turned on. I haven't even bothered to turn the AC on because the previous owner told me that the AC wasn't working. The truck needs 4 new tires. We knew that already from the previous video. It needs an alignment. I already said that the steering was wonky. What I didn't know is that the valve cover gaskets, they say the valve cover gaskets are leaking, and I guess they do look a little bit oily, especially maybe on the other side. Yeah, I guess the other side does look a little bit oily. And then it says, what else? It says both front sway bar link bushings are starting to split, and it needs a tune-up, which we knew that. Yeah, and it says both front tie rod ends need to be replaced, and it needs front brake pads. So that's the summary. Let's actually jump a little deeper into that. So when the guy read that summary to me, I thought, hey, that's not too bad. That's a pretty good score for a truck that I only paid $1,100 for. But then there's these other pages behind here. This page here that has a price of like $2,000. This is just all the brake work. This is literally all the brake work. So what that really means is that the brakes on this truck, yeah, it does stop, but like I said, when you have to panic stop, it pulls hard to the right. So the brakes do seem to work seemingly well, but they need a whole bunch of stuff. The wheel bearings need to be packed, the master cylinder needs to be replaced. So the brakes, I need $2,000 worth of brake work on this truck. And then there was the matter of that air conditioning that does not work. This is the page for the air conditioning, right? All the AC stuff, with a total price of about $1,300, well, just under $1,400. So about $1,400 in air conditioning work. So we're looking at what? Oh, let's just round it up to about $2,500. I'm sorry, about $3,500 in work so far. And then we also need tires. They quoted a price of about $500 and something for tires. And then there was the matter of all that tune-up stuff. So let me find the paper. Let me flip to that paperwork for the tune-up and that little bit of suspension stuff that the truck needed. So this here is for the tires. This is the Hankook tires. They wanted, what was that, $530 for those tires. So now we're at, let's say, $4,000 in repairs. Last but not least, this last page here, this is like the engine valve cover gasket, the tune-up stuff, a little bit of the suspension stuff. That's $1,000, right? And that comes complete with a little bit of chocolate on there, because I think I went to lunch and had a cookie after I picked up the truck. But yeah, so we're looking at like $5,000 worth of work on a $1,000 truck that seems to run pretty well. It should come as no surprise that I have no intention on paying $5,000 to repair this truck. You know, the thing is, I didn't do the video yesterday because I needed to sit and think about it. I needed to sleep on what I wanted to do with this truck. So, you know, I think step one is to see, can I find somebody else that can do this job much cheaper? Yep, it does need a lot of work, but the engine runs really well. It just really needs a tune-up. It doesn't need much suspension stuff. Most of the work is in the brakes and the air conditioning. I'm not really that worried about the AC right now. It's getting ready to come up on fall, so I'm not really worried about servicing the AC. So it's really about servicing the brakes and seeing if I can get a really great price on the brakes and a little bit better price on the tune-up. I still love this truck. This truck still runs great. And I don't know if I'm ready to part company with this truck yet. So yeah, I bought this truck off of Craigslist for a really great price. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to Craigslist and I'm going to go over to their automotive section and see if I might be able to find a mechanic guy, a retired mechanic guy, a mobile mechanic guy, or somebody that can repair this truck for me at a very reasonable price. I know there's a guy out there that can do that, and so that's what I'm going to do. In the meantime, stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you want to follow along about this old truck, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to put up the link up to the playlist for this truck so that you can just check out the playlist and see any and all videos that I've done on this 1994 Chevy Cheyenne C1500. Okay, so thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. Please like and share as well. Other than that, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the very next video.